Today is my 19th birthday, and it's the first birthday I'm spending in college. I was going through my Instagram, and I've changed so much over the course of my teenage years. I have one teenage year left. Don't get it twisted. Starting my teenage years, I was a Minecraft addicted kid, and today I'm much more than that. I'm an entrepreneur, a college student, and just so much more. I've had my teenage growing pains with lost relationships, and through it all, I wouldn't have done it any other way. My name is Gabriel Bartlett, and this is the story about growing up. From bedwars tryhard to a persistent entrepreneur. I won't sugarcoat it. Between 6th and 7th grade, my parents switched my schools, and I lost all the connections to the people I had around me. I lost all my friends. This wasn't new to me. By the end of high school, I attended 8 different schools. I had lost my friends many times before, but this time was different. This time, I didn't move locations. It was entirely my parents' decision to give me a better education. At this moment, everything I thought I fit into was stripped away from me when it mattered the most to me. I had a new school ahead of me, with all these preppy kids. Nothing between me and anyone clicked. I didn't grow up in a rich or better off household. We were poor. I had nothing with these kids. I went to school with donated clothes. I wanted the school to all end faster, so I could just return to all the people I really did call my friends. But even when I had nothing in this new school, I still had one thing I had left from my old life, which was my computer. It wasn't anything fancy. It was just an old office computer. It was an Optiplex 755 SFF. I fought against my parents to send me back to my old school, but they wouldn't let me. So in the end, this computer was all I had. It could run Minecraft as most computers can, and this was good enough for me. It was isolation from the world that took over me. It was me versus the world. But the only world I had was generated based on a set seed input. Story of how I got Minecraft. It was actually banned in my house because my mom said it promoted violence. So one time I snuck off to Target and I bought a digital redeem code for the game, giving me both Bedrock and Java Minecraft. I played only Java Minecraft for hours every day after school. I didn't try to reach out to new people because I had lost all interest in making a new life in this environment. I really enjoyed sports, but I had stopped playing them, and my school life was awful. Gym class was one of the only ways I got some exercise and played as a team with real people. Especially in soccer, I would go all out because I was really good at it for my age. In every gym class, I was called a tryhard or a sweat, but it didn't matter to me. I played to win and to have fun. By 8th grade, I finally made 2 friends in my classes and things got better, although I still had problems with them calling me names. Eventually I got through to them and we are still friends to this day. My life revolved around playing Minecraft all day into the night after school, and I knew that if I had to choose between getting all my friends back or keeping my PC, I would have chosen my PC. It was a physical object, and the only way I could lose it is if someone took it, or if I messed with it too much. I lost all notions of being a normal person. I would rather live online. My computer had consumed me. Once the COVID pandemic hit, I was totally online, and my life changed completely. The people who called me names at school were no longer in my life. I didn't have to talk to these preppy kids anymore, which was a total win in my book. My life was in a place where I was online all the time. Homework and classes were a breeze. I don't think anyone could complete the assignments faster than I could. From all the know-how I knew about computers, this school had a staff with the average age probably 50. So they would assign me homework that they might think would take a whole class period, but I could complete it in not even a quarter of that time, which really fueled my video game addiction. Without schoolwork, I was able to play games all day. This online world gave everyone more time online, which actually helped me reconnect with my old friends. It was at this time I created a place I really did belong, online. I called it Digital Lunchroom, a place where everyone I knew could connect, play games, or just talk for hours into the night. It became my favorite place in the world. As high school started, I went into it with all the friends I reconnected with over the long pandemic, with with half of my week being online and half of my week being in person. Games still ran my life, even taking up my class time while in online learning. Funny story actually, I was online in English class once in a Google Meet, and my teacher asked about a question about the Odyssey. I answered, and then I was alt tab back into Minecraft Bed Wars, and I was just talking, and I said, I think they're going to Diamond. And the teacher immediately responded, oh, they shouldn't do that, or something like that. And the whole class just started laughing. And there I am, online playing Minecraft in class. My face went completely red. Good thing my camera wasn't on, and I just muted myself and wished. Yeah, I was probably gonna crumple up after that. Never talk to anyone. But it was an experience. It was around this time that I got into building businesses and instead of trying to get a job. I was about maybe 14, 15 at this time. Probably 14. I think I was 14. I tried everything that online gurus said would make money. I got into drop shipping, failed due to lack of money and direction. What am I supposed to do? I'm 15, 14. I'm trying to do drop shipping. I have no bank account, no real direction in what I'm trying to do here. And that failed, obviously, from infinite amount of reasons. And I tried making print on demand business. That got further, but it didn't quite get me anywhere. I think the profit on that store was like $8.50, which is profit, is fine. I think the thing's still up on Wayback Machine. Maybe I'll link in the description. But I made that when I was 14, and it really wasn't cool to me. So that really helped, I think, my business skills and building stuff that is more than just me. That kind of let me branch out and stuff, which was really cool. It was called Menace Clothing. Yeah, it was so fire. But in the end, nothing seemed to really take off. So I went back to making YouTube videos as I did during COVID. And the thing was, with every new Minecraft series I started, it never got finished. And the shorts were all short-lived. In sophomore year, I started fencing, and I really enjoyed getting back into a sport. At the end of the season, I already made the varsity men's foil team for my school. I was very surprised. I got a girlfriend at the time, and it was all just going up. It was the best year ever. And it wasn't because games were running my life. It was because I was actually getting out there and doing things. Junior year, I got my driver's license and I got an actual job, which was something else. Earning money was such a great experience. Around this time, I detached from all my video games. My life was completely full. I had a car, a girlfriend, a job, great coworkers, a sport I was good at, and a full schedule of classes. It was complete. My life was full. But as life does, it changes. The management at my job changed things which made my job less fun. They moved my friends off my shift and other inconvenient things like that. Coworkers left and found new jobs, which all sucked. Eventually my sport went out of season, and my job didn't give me more hours. I still had people around me, just the games didn't feel the same anymore. My time was worth something to me now. You know? I had all this time to do something, nothing to do. But I couldn't fill that with anything around me. I was completely burnt out. It seemed that everything I tried to build didn't work. YouTube, a business, a friend, it was all for nothing. I was borderline depressed at this part of my life, and I had no games to fall back on either. In my senior year of high school, my girlfriend at the time broke up with me to start the year off. It was a rough part of my life for sure, because I didn't see it coming. There's a lot I want to say about what she did to me, but the takeaway was simple. I couldn't keep her because I couldn't communicate very well. It seemed that all those hours playing Minecraft really don't help you with your feelings or your ability to communicate with people, something I lacked a lot of. Now the only thing I had after all of it was that computer and an old car. None of my friends at the time could tell me what to do after breaking for almost 2 years. They never had a relationship like that. They actually looked up to me about matters and things like that. It was hard for a while to think about it. We're strangers to each other now and for the rest of our lives. If you've lived 18 years and had a relationship for 2 of them, the most common thing you are is single. Make the most of living in both forms, not just one. My grades suffered the most through all of this. I fell from a 3.92 GPA to a 3.79. Something that people always called me was smart, and seeing this drop and then drop again before graduation was hard for me to process. I lost all aspects of what I really wanted in life, and the only thing I realized is that I will always have myself. The more I learn to love myself, the more I'll get out of life. No matter the situation, I need to be able to fall back on myself. I started writing down everything I wanted to be in life and found what truly makes me me. And I think the biggest turning point was when I sat down one day and I wrote in my little book. And on one page, I wrote everything that I know how to do. And I stayed there and I wrote until the entire page was filled. This is what I am, what I can do. This is what I can find value in to others or to me. I had Bed Wars, Minecraft, double clicking, but I also had driving, engineering, driving a boat, all these other skills. And I could really see that I'm a lot more than just Minecraft and Bed Wars. I have all these things I want to do, which is what I wrote on the next page of the book. I wrote everything I want to get better at and everything that I find fun. And that's when I realized that going down this road is something that everyone I think should do. This brought me to see my own value in the physical things I can do, or the things I know what I need to do, and the skills and talents that I really have, and where to go from here. So it was just a matter of time from getting from where we are here to where we are here. And that was a big thing for me. I was able to branch out and talk to more people and see really what life had to offer. My final fencing season, I branched out. It became almost like a second family to me. Rooting on everyone was great. It just goes to show that life is really what you make of it, If you make of it to be playing Bed Wars all day, it's gonna be great playing Bed Wars all day. But if you go out there, put yourself out there, and get enveloped in this family of new people, you'll get that family of new people. It's just a matter of time before you put one to the other. I thought that was great. I played my best fencing match at the state's individual tournament, We even won third in team states for the second year in a row. And I basically bottomed out the first junior year. So seeing that climb was just something else. And same with the club I was in. I was able to get reelected for ham radio president from junior to senior year. And I had a great time branching out to all those people and having this other, community of people that, were around me and able to help me. And honestly, this was just some of the best stuff that all came together. And it was great. Leading people I enjoyed being around, talking to the International Space Station, going on a weather balloon hunt. Life was like going my way. It completely is what you make of it. I would say this turning point became a catalyst to always strive for better. I left the Goodwill job that I started to not like going to, and it was all because I could branch out. My study hall teacher actually hooked me up with a new job. Her son is actually the assistant manager of a yacht club, and I got into boating and yacht club stuff, and it was such a great experience. I made more money there. I enjoyed driving boats, learning new skills with new people that are my friends now, and putting myself out into that area and connecting with them was such a great experience. And I learned new skills all summer long, tied knots, put boats out, put buoys out. It was something else. And since I did all of that, I was able to buy my first ever car. Something that was my property. I have to pay taxes on it. That's insane. I can see why people hate taxes. I own this thing. I'm now taxed for owning it. Pissing me off. Yeah. I graduated high school. Life is good. Life is good. Don't let others pressure you, because I think everyone's on their own track. Bill Gates once said, "You can't connect the dots going forward. You can only connect them going backwards." You can only connect them looking backwards. I would never have gotten that job without the connection I made. I wouldn't have made those connections if I didn't get over being down. I wouldn't be here if I stopped at middle school. I think life has a plan for those who wake up and work. I know that one day, through all these failed companies I made, I'll eventually find where I fit in. And I guess I should see if I still got it. Who the fuck's doing construction? We're in a fucking dorm room. It was full. I just poked my eye. Are you serious?